Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this session of the Bookworm International Literary Festival.
大家下午好，欢迎各位来临我们今天老书虫文学节的今天的活动。
My name is Alex Pearson, and I'm the Managing Director of the Bookworm and the Bookworm International Literary Festival. And we're delighted to be working with both the British Council and the Edinburgh Book Festival to bring.
各位来宾，大家好，欢迎大家光临由当代艺术中心。讲座即将开始，请大家在讲座开始之前，将自己的手机关机或调至震动模式。谢谢大家的配合，谢谢。
English? No? All right. I'll start that bit again. So I'm the Managing Director of the Bookworm International Literary Festival, and we're delighted to work both with the Edinburgh Book Festival and the British Council to bring these two events to Beijing.
我是老书虫国际文学节的总经理 Alex Pearson。我们今天非常高兴与英国使馆文化处与爱丁堡图书节共同举办爱丁堡国际作家论坛在北京。
A few years ago, several representatives of different international literary festivals met together to discuss the idea of creating an alliance of international literary festivals.
3年前，有多个国际文学节的代表凑到一块儿，要共同创办一个旨在聚集、结合世界一流的文学节的一个联盟。这个联盟叫文字联盟。
And what we have created is the Word Alliance, and in the Word Alliance now are the Edinburgh International Book Festival, the International Festival of Authors in Toronto, the Melbourne Writers Festival, the Étonnant Voyageur in St Malo, France, the Penn World Writers Festival in New York, the International Literature Festival Berlin, the Jaipur International Literary Festival in India, and the Bookworm International Literary Festival here in Beijing.
目前为止，文字联盟包括爱丁堡国际图书节、多伦多国际作家节、墨尔本作家节、法国圣马窦的惊喜之旅文学节、纽约的 Penn 国际作家节、柏林的国际文学节、印度斋普尔的国际文学节，以及在北京的老书虫国际文学节。
And together, the Word Alliance creates projects that promote internationalism in literature, and the Edinburgh World Writers Conference is one such project.
文字联盟的一个目的是要推广文学文坛上的国际化，而我们今天呢，爱丁堡国际作家论坛是我们项目其中之一。
And I'm delighted to say that we have the director of the Edinburgh Book Festival with us here in Beijing today. So I would like to invite Nick Barley to come and just say a couple of words about the event today in the Edinburgh World Writers Conference.
今天我们有幸请到了 Nick Barley， 他是爱丁堡国际图书节的执行主任，他会有请介绍一下我们这个活动。
Thank you, Nick. Over to you.
Hello, everybody, and I'm very proud and honoured to be able to speak to you here in Beijing.
今天我非常高兴，也很荣幸可以有机会跟大家在北京交流。
And thank you to Alex Pearson and the fantastic Beijing Bookworm Festival for making this possible.
也非常感谢老书虫和 Alex Pearson 他们的努力，使得我们今天的活动得以实现。
The question today, for me, the fundamental question is why do we carry on writing and reading novels?
对我来说呢，我们这些活动的一个非常重要要问的问题是：我们为什么要坚持写小说？我们为什么要坚持读小说？
Today we live in an era when there are films, television, apps, computer games, short stories, any number of other possibilities. So why do writers return to the novel?
我们在当代的世界里，我们有电影、电视，有各种电脑软件和电邮，有各种短篇文学。我们为什么还要写长篇小说呢？
This is not the first time that this question has been asked. 50 years ago in Edinburgh, the same question was asked.
我们今天问这个问题并不是第一次。50年前，在爱丁堡有很多学者和这个文人开始问这个问题。
Back then, there were no literary festivals. but a group of writers and philosophers gathered in Edinburgh to ask questions about the future of the novel.
当时没有什么正式的文学节，但是还有一些文人和哲学家，他们会这个共聚一堂讨论，就是文学的现状和未来的问题。
Those novelists included American writers Norman Mailer and William Burroughs, and at that time they were unknown in Europe, but after that conference and these discussions, these writers became famous all across the world.
当时有就是参加这些50年前的活动呢，有美国作家Norman Mailer 和 Burroughs，他们当时在欧洲并不闻名，但是并不没有名，但是他们后来因为参加了这个论坛而出名了。
And so, because of that conference 50 years ago, literary festivals became possible and writers became famous.
在这个最早的论坛之后呢，文学节在世界各地开始不断的出现。
So now, 50 years later, we live in a different age. We live in the digital age, the age of the internet, and we want to ask the same questions that they asked 50 years ago and see if we have the same answers.
那50年后的今天啊，我们生活在数码时代，在互联网时代，而我们想再一次重新问这些问题，看我们得到的结论，是否跟50年前有什么相似的，或者什么不同的。
But today, in this globalized world, we did not just want to have the conversation in Edinburgh. We wanted a properly global conversation. And so this conversation is taking place in 17 different cities around the world.
但是在当今的这个全球化时代呢，我们希望这个讨论、这个对话，不要局限于爱丁堡，我们希望可以把它推广到世界各地。所以我们在全球17个城市，开始搞这个系列讲座。
This conversation today is part of a historic set of discussions which have taken place in Berlin, Cape Town, Toronto, Siberia, India, all across the world.
所以我们今天要讨论的话题，同时也会在柏林、喀普顿、多伦多、印度、西伯利亚等地方，这个可以说是并行进行的。
And for me, on one hand, I would like to say thank you to the British Council for its power and its ability to make these conversations happen around the world. But on the other hand, I want to say thank you for writers everywhere. Writers, Chinese writers, who can play a part in these discussions.
我想感谢英国使馆文化处，使得我们能够在世界各地举行这些活动。那另外我也想感谢世界各地的作家，包括中国的作家，使得我们有话可谈。
And so we turn to today's discussion. What shape should the novel take? How much style, what kind of content? And to give today's keynote lecture, I would like to introduce a Scottish writer, short story writer, travel writer, Sophie Cook. And she will be followed afterwards by Keith Gray, also from Scotland, and by Zhang Yuran from China.
那今天我们要讨论的话题是这个小说形式与内容。我们先请我们的主题演讲者Sophie Cook， 她要给我们讲她是一个来自苏格兰的小说作家、诗人和女性文学家。那在她发表主题演讲之后呢，我们还会请我们Gray 先生以及中国作家张悦然上台进行对话。
Thank you.
有请
Welcome, Sophie.
Good afternoon. It's a real pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me and thank you all for being here. Style versus content, or the Tao of writing. Ali Smith, in her wonderful speech on this topic of style versus content, proposed that we shouldn't try to separate style from content, that the two are truly inseparable. In my opinion, and of course everything I say here is just my own opinion, style does, content is. Style without content is vacant doing, meaningless activity. Content without style is unexpressed. Style is yang, content yin. They're opposites, yet in harmony they create each other and in the end become each other. So I agree with Ali that it is impossible to conceive of one without the other. But it is very possible, desirable, to conceive of them as separate aspects of a whole, of writing in the sense of Tao. Why is it desirable to see these aspects separately? What does it matter, really, in a world troubled by global warming, unnecessary wars, soaring inequality, and unrestrained greed? Why are we here talking about style versus content in literature? Let me quote from the great late poet Adrienne Rich. I came to explore the wreck. The words are purposes. The words are maps. I came to see the damage that was done and the treasures that prevail. I stroke the beam of my lamp slowly along the flank of something more permanent than fish or weed. The thing I came for, the wreck and not the story of the wreck. The thing itself and not the myth. The drowned face always staring toward the sun. The evidence of damage, worn by salt and sway into this threadbare beauty. The ribs of the disaster curving their assertion among the tentative haunters. I think we use stories to help us locate the shipwrecks. Knowing someone else has been here before us can make us braver, more able to shine a lamp into the proof of our own forgotten storms. Perhaps the reason why writing feels like discovery rather than creation is because it is really an act of remembering what we know. Language, style. These are how we communicate the content that we find when we dive down to the wreck, the truth beneath the surface of things. It is pointless to go there without them. We need to be able to express what we have found. Retrieving that lost content is important because it is amazing how the forgetting enables deathly ruins to be reborn, the fortunate nourished by the decomposed, in the words of the imprisoned poet Liu Xiaobo. Remembering the truth about oppression helps us avoid becoming part of new injustices, something that is difficult to do, structures of privilege which seem natural or normal to us, or perhaps simply inevitable. Ali also mentioned the courage a writer must have to approach their work well. I agree. I would like to observe that to be stylish is not a courageous act. In fact, the more outrageous and apparently provocative your style, the more, as a writer or a fashion designer or a pop star, you will be celebrated. The courage is not for style. No. It is needed for the long, dark, lonely dive down to the wreck, the content of the writing. To go there completely is a frightening thing. To fully witness your personal losses, and your shame and your vulnerability and the scale of humanity's tragedy. The space between the wrecks and the world in which you or all of us might not be drowned. Between the sunlit breathing surface and these depths where the truth lives, where things have happened. But treasures in that dark world do prevail. We find the gifts of love and wisdom that sank inside the ships under the weight of the storms, and we make our maps. I would like to retell two stories from Greek mythology. Both are stories of seeing what should not be seen, of giving up one's innocence. First there is Pandora, the first woman sent to man as a punishment for his arrogance, with a box which she is forbidden to open. Of course, she opens it, and all the evils in the world fly out: death, disease, greed, war, famine. It is the end of Eden. But at the very end of this dreadful emanation, one last thing flutters from the jar, for it is really a jar, not a box. This thing is hope. Hope comes last. To quote from Liu Xiaobo again, I am merely a discarded wooden plank, powerless to resist the crushing of steel. Still, I want to save you, no matter if you're dead or still barely breathing. As writers, we can say what your heart knows is true. Here are other hearts that felt the same. You're not crazy to have these hopes and dreams. Listen and move. The second story I wanted to retell is the story of Psyche and Eros. Psyche's husband Eros forbids her from seeing his face. He comes to her by night. She does not even know who he is. Psyche, the mind, is ignorantly wedded to Eros, the heart, and she is happy. But then her jealous sisters begin to whisper. Perhaps we can compare them to the jealous sisters of the Weaver girl in Chinese mythology when she goes to visit the cowherd. What Psyche's sisters tell her is this, that her husband is a ghastly monster, a semi-human beast. This is why he will not let her see him. They encourage her to wait till he is sleeping after lovemaking and then sneak up on him with a lamp and a knife. A lamp to see, a knife to sever the awful head. But what the mind sees is not a monster. Instead, she sees beauty. So beautiful, the heart, that the mind stands transfixed. A drop of oil falls from her lamp onto his skin and wakes him. Furious at her disobedience, he leaves her. He will not return because she looked at him. For me, this is a truer story than Pandora's. What we see when we look inside ourselves is not only the pain of ugly feelings, it is also the pain of impossible hopes, uncynical love. Why does Eros forbid Psyche to see him? Why does the heart flee when it is seen? If writing has its yin and yang of content and style, of being and doing, the heart has a yin and yang also. The heart that does, the heart that wants and loves and desires, this heart is easy to see. It speaks to our minds all the time. It tells us what it wants and asks us to get it. Go make safe the things that are dear to me. Get me things I can give to the ones I love. Avenge the wrongs done to my darlings. We know how to listen to this. We pursue our desires. We protect our homes and our children. We care for the people we love, and we seek to fulfill our ambitions. Perhaps we exact vengeance. But the heart has another side that we cannot see. The heart that is. This heart does not come out. It is unexpressed by itself. And this heart knows that it is crazy, because it belongs in a world of peace and harmony, a world that's in such perfect balance no action is needed. It simply wants to be love. The quiet heart can't be acknowledged by the mind because it's at odds with the heart the mind already knows. It is its opposite, and that other heart could devour it in an instant. The mind expected to see ugliness, and instead saw gentleness and beauty. Psyche is literally broken-hearted. She begs the gods for a chance to regain Eros. She is set 3 seemingly impossible tasks by Eros' mother, Aphrodite, which she completes. But there's a final hurdle. She must go down to hell and return with a box of beauty cream, which she must on no account open. You can see where this is going. Psyche enters the underworld. The mind travels down into the depths, sees the faces of the shipwrecked. Psyche sees the truth. She gets the cream and she carries it back. She brings this treasure up to the sunlight. She's out on the open fields. And she thinks, perhaps this cream will make me so beautiful, my lost heart will come back to me. So she lifts up the lid. No demons fly out, no evils, because she has already encountered them underground. She has dealt with them. Instead, a gas that puts her to sleep. And this was always Aphrodite's plan of revenge. She knew that Psyche would open up the box, just as it was always known that Pandora would pull the cork from the jar. But Eros has been watching Psyche. He knows what she has been through, knows she has gone to hell and back, gone through the greatest loneliness and suffering. Maybe now she can grasp him. He returns to her and wakes her, how else, with a kiss. Mind and hiding heart are consciously united. The mind, because of what it has been through, can finally see the yin heart and understand it. The yin heart knows and trusts this, so it reveals itself. No need anymore for the mind to sneak up on it with tricks and suspicions. We go to see, as writers and readers, what we are discouraged from seeing in our everyday lives. We go looking for the truth beneath the image. In our everyday lives, we are surrounded by lies. Lies in our personal lives or our workplaces. Lies in our cultures and societies. in our media and in our educational establishments. Lies about our national histories, the airbrushing of empires. Lies about our economic systems, the unimprovable rule by global capitalism. Lies about the reasons for our wars, in which inconvenient states must be our enemies. In their specifics, in different locations and on different scales, the lies vary. They can be so ingrained in the worlds in which we have grown up, our busy clamouring hearts don't notice the discrepancies. But our quiet hearts have always known, and if we want to see them, they will send us out until we have gone far enough from what we thought we knew to see the evidence of damage. What we find is partly terrible, but it's as we suspected. The urges behind the crimes are in our own noisy hearts too. That's how we knew we'd find them. The surprise is that we can also find the quiet heart in the process of acknowledging the truth. We find hope and forgotten dreams. Dreams we had when we were innocent. The part of us that experienced loss is the part that had those dreams before it gave them up. Our minds and our speaking hearts tell us to accept a situation of managed violence, injustice and inequality. We're only human after all. What do we expect? To live in the world our hidden yin hearts dream of? Well, yes. A world without greed or violence. A place of balance. This hope which we find on the other side of truth can revivify us even if our hearts are dead or barely breathing. Because the hope is common to all of us, it can be passed between us, in love, in words, in books. So we read the maps, the ones gifted to us by others. We write new ones. We do it differently because our style is our manner of living, as unique as our personal histories. We make our own versions of the truth. The truth itself, though, that is our shared source of content, the wreck, and not the story of the wreck. The relativists were right that truth belongs to no one in particular. Two things they forgot. Firstly, if you follow it from the obvious tentacle of your life to its centre and return, there is hope. And secondly, the undefinable place at its centre belongs to all of us. Just because we can't define something doesn't mean it isn't there. Thank you.
And it's my very, very great privilege today to chair the rest of this afternoon's discussion. So thank you again, everybody, for coming along. The way the afternoon is going to work from now on is that I will ask our writers some questions to continue the discussion, picking up on some points from Sophie's keynote, and then it will be open to the floor if anybody would like to make any comments or ask any questions of their own.
大家好，我是葛雷先生，我是在英国写青年文学。今天我有幸主持今天的对话，非常感谢各位这个观众的来临。那接下来呢，我会接着问我们两位作家几个问题，然后我们可以就是延续刚才的主题演讲的这个话题，然后最后可以跟观众有一个互动交流问答的环节。
So, thank you again to Sophie Cooke for your particularly thoughtful and thought-provoking keynote speech. Sophie is a novelist, a poet and a travel writer living in Edinburgh in Scotland. Her novels The Glass House and Under the Mountain are both set in the Scottish Highlands. She has been the recipient of the Genomics Forum Poetry Prize, and her travel writing appears in the Guardian newspaper. And of course it's my very, very great honour to introduce young Yuan, who is considered one of China's most influential young writers. She has published 2 short story collections, Sunflower Missing in 1890 and 10 Loves, and 3 novels, Distant Cherry, Narcissus and The Promised Bird.
今天我们两位嘉宾呢，一位是Sophie，她是一个苏格兰小说家、诗人和旅行作家。他曾经发表过小说《玻璃屋》和《在山下》，他曾经得过基因组诗歌奖。 另外，他的女性文学发表在《卫报》上。我们另外还有幸请到了郑月然，是中国最有影响力的青年作家之一。他曾经发表过2个短篇小说集，葵花走失在1890和是爱。另外有长篇小说《樱桃之源》、是鸟以及水仙已成离域去。今天非常高兴有这2位嘉宾。
And so, if it's okay, I'd like to ask the first question to you, if that's okay. And the big question up for discussion in English is style versus content, which is quite a leading question. That word versus, it makes it sound like a fight or a competition. Whoever punches the hardest or runs the fastest, one will win. And I just wondered, as a writer, when you sit down to write, is style and content, are they fighting inside your head as you write?
我想问的第一个问题呢，就是今天我们题目形式与内容，我们也可以说是形式比内容，就是他们有一种对立的关系嘛，就是他们有竞争关系，就是说哪一个力量大，你写作的过程中，你会不会觉得他们是相互争斗的？我听这个张老师和 Sophie 就是分享你们写作的这个经验。
首先，刚才我在这个开始之前的时候，还和翻译小赵同学讨论了一下，就是觉得其实单纯只是从一个翻译的问题上来说，就会使这个题目看起来很不一样。因为其实英文的 style， 然后到中文的形式，那小赵说，其实形式翻译成中文给大家的感觉，好像更多的很像英文的那种 form 的那种感觉，就是其实 style 应该可能更准确的翻译是一个文体，就是说，当你把它翻译成文体的时候，可能这样我们在考虑这个问题和你把它当成形式来考虑就不一样。所以我觉得就是在最开始需要厘清概念。那对我来说，我认为我就今天的所有的发言就都当做说我在讲的其实还是一个文体和内容之间的关系。然后我觉得刚才 Sophie 说的非常的好，就是是道的一个关系，就是形式，也就是文体和内容之间实际上是一个阴阳的关系，他们是一个你中有我，我中有你的一个关系，是没有办法把他们就是分开，然后理清，然后切割的这样的一个关系。那其实在我回到刚才的问题，在我写作的时候，我觉得我不会考虑说他们是一个斗争的关系。当然，我指的是在我相对我认为比较成功和满意的写作中，你不会感觉他们是在对抗的，而是会感觉说，这样一个内容只能用这样一个形式表达，这是一个好像必然的关系。这是一个必然的关系。那只有在很多外界因素进入的时候，你才会考虑形式和内容之间的这种对抗。比如说，我认为就是比如说当翻译我们的文学翻译成英文的时候，可能有很多时候，我也在问自己这个问题。很多时候，文体也许是不能够被翻译的。我不知道 Sophie 是否同意我的观点，就是我认为不是所有的文体都能够穿越语言的这个后墙，然后到达另外一个国度。那有些时候，只是翻译过去的就是内容。所以，往往我常常就是遇到海外的出版商，他们就总是会问说，你这个小说是关于什么的？你要告诉我说它的这个内容是关于什么的。那在更糟糕的情况下，在过去可能再往前几十年的时间里，海外更多接受中国的小说，其实都是一些 中国的悲剧，就是 China Tragedy 的那种感觉，就是他要的就是一个悲惨的故事。就是我觉得在这样的一个情况下，你就会感觉好像这个内容比形式更重要。但是我认为这些都是外界的，这些也都是暂时的。那在更长久的时间，而且当一个作家忠于自己的内心的时候，他还是会觉得形式和内容它是一定是融合的，而不会在这个问题上有任何的这种纠结，或者说有任何的这种对这个问题的怀疑。
Thank you very much. So both writers seem to be saying that style and content needs to be harmonious, needs to be in harmony. So a question: so do all writers have style then?
非常感谢。我看两位嘉宾，他们都认为，多多少少呢，这个形式或者文体与内容必须有一定的融合性，必须能够达成一种和谐。我想问的第二个问题就是，你觉得所有的作家都有文体，都有形式吗？它存在在所有的文学中吗？还是有的没有？
Yes, I think all writers have style. I think no style is bad style, it's still a style.
我觉得所有的作家都有文体，哪怕是很坏的文体，哪怕这个形式不好，它还是形式，这文体还是文体。
I think maybe it's also possible now for some writers. I think the problem is the other way, that there's a tendency to move away from having a real content in the work. I think it's now possible to write something that's very ironic. It maybe doesn't contain anything heartfelt or meaningful. You can get away with a lot of pastiche and look very clever and be very metatextual. So I think there's more risk of people moving away from understanding the importance of honest content.
我觉得更令我担忧的是，有一些作家开始没有内容了，那就是说他们的文学可能充满讽刺意味。 他们可能喜欢耍点小聪明，但是他们实际上没有意义在里面，它都是形而上学的，但是没有这个切实的意义在里面。
And would you agree that all writers have style? All types of style is good or bad is classed as style. No writer can write without it being present in their work.
您是不是同意，就是所有的这个 文字里面都有文体，它是必须存在的。
对，我也是同意说，肯定是有每个作家都有问题，有坏的，有好的。但是很多时候是因为一个作家他还没有意识到自己的问题的存在的时候，他可能就会受到其他很多的影响，然后会产生非常多的变化。所以当你看很多作家，你感觉不到一个统一的东西的时候，你会觉得这个作家是没有自己的问题的。实际上是他自己可能在不同的变化和影响中，不断的在改变他的问题。
They may be influenced by other styles that they've seen, and that causes them their own style to evolve.
That's a very good point. And leading up from that, that writers are influenced by styles. I suppose books breed books, and writers make writers. So readers become writers because of their favourite books that they've read. But what is it in that first book that could inspire someone to become a writer? What is it that sets off that lights that fuse to make them become a writer? Is it the style of the book? Is it the style that we love as readers, first of all, that we try to emulate? A lot of aspiring writers are emulating their favourite writer's style. So is it style that maybe hooks in, first of all?
这是一个很有意思的问题呢，就是很多作家都会受到别的作家的影响，在文体上或者形式上呢。那我们可以说，一个好的作家会使得他的读者想成为作家，所以可以说作家育生作家。那如果是这样的话， 一个读者就是受到这种灵感或者鼓舞，他们自己想写东西呢，他们可能会参考或者像那个模仿他们心里最喜欢的那个作家。那他们要欣赏的或者模仿的，你觉得是内容还是文体？是哪一点就是引燃他对写作的这种冲动？
我是觉得还是刚刚那个问题，就是这是不能分割的，就是往往对于读者来说，或者对于那些想要模仿作家的写作的人来说，他先看到的是可能会是一个孤立的文体，他没有把这个文体和内容结合起来看，所以往往我们看到被套用的是一些，就真的是一些变成一些 form， 就是一些单纯的一个形式、一个骨架，而不是真正的。当你如果只是把它当成一个形式、一个纯粹的形式去模仿的时候，是一定会失败的。
I think if you simply try and emulate another writer's style without emulating that integration, that harmony, you will fail as an emulator.
I agree with Joan. I think that's really true. I think style is really there to make the story just go swifter and more surely into your reader's heart and mind. They're so tied up together. In terms of books that inspire people to write, I think it's the story as a whole that's inspiring, that feeling that there's another world where anything's possible. That's what hooked me when I was young.
我同意，我认为这种文笔其实这是协助这个故事可以更顺利地进入到读者的内心。然后如果说一个作品要影响别人，或者要给他们提供灵感的话，我觉得主要应该是它的故事，它的剧情。它因为好的作品会创造出一个新的世界，一个新的宇宙，让读者观赏。起码我那个最开始写东西是有这么就是。
So does this question matter? Is it just us? Is it just writers and critics that worry about style and content, or does the question matter to the rest of the world? In your discussion, you were saying that yes, you thought that this question could have implications, for people beyond just as writers and critics that worry about it, perhaps.
那我们讨论的这个问题啊，除了这个文人和这个评论家之外呢，它对大众有没有什么意义？在你的主题演讲中，你好像就是提到它可能是影响所有的人，这个问题其实更深一些，你能不能就是分享你怎么看？
So as I said, I think it is important because content is us telling the truth, and style is the way in which we make it fiction thoroughly. But writing a novel is a kind of truth-telling. A novel initially came from a word meaning the news. We are giving the news to be our personal news, our slice of the truth. That's why it's really important, I think, to acknowledge that although they're inseparable, they are completely different aspects, and they're both equally important. And if you have one out of balance with the other, concentrate too much on style, don't worry too much about content, then I don't think you're doing your job as a writer.
对，我觉得内容呢可以说是真理，这个形式是对真理的一种虚构化。那这个使得我们作为读者是可以更好的吸收它或者消费它的。那其实这个内容在英语里 content 它是来自它原意是消息，是新闻的意思，那就是说明它是一个史事。像我们前面所说的那样，这两个虽然是对立的，但是他们必须有一种平衡。如果他们失衡的话，我觉得作家没有履行他的责任。
我是认为就是内容就是一个故事，然后是一个发生的一个东西，然后形式是它把它变成你的故事。那形式实际上是一个把这个内容和自己产生关联，然后用自己的方式重新去讲述它的这样的一个过程。所以我是觉得 对每个作家来说当然是非常重要的。就是如果没有这样一个把这个内容拉进你的过程的话，那就不是你自己的完成的这个作品。
That means that if you're simply emulating another style, emulating someone else's process, you haven't created anything unique of your own.
Thank you. In your last answer, Sophie, you said you used the phrase "a job as a writer," and in your keynote as well, you said that style isn't courageous. I was wondering, are those two things tied together? What is a writer's job? What is it that a writer should be doing? With their novel or their poetry or their short story, whatever writing it is, what is a writer's job?
那 Sophie 在您的演讲中，你说这个形式或者文体，并不是勇气。那另外你刚才说，如果失衡的话，那作家没有履行他的责任。我想问，一个作家的责任到底是什么？他无论是写诗还是写故事，他的目的应该是什么？他的责任在哪？
It's just my personal opinion. I don't think there's a should of what all writers should do. But for me, what I want to do is to tell the truth about what it is to be a human being. So, not a tall order.
我这是一家之言啊，我也不敢说所有的作家应该去做什么了，但是我个人呢，认为我作为一个作家的责任是要用实话去说生活或者生命的意义是什么，当然这是就是人类的存在的意义在哪儿，这当然是一个比较大的任务。
It's not a tall order to tell people what it is being a human being. Would you argue with that, or would you agree?
对，我觉得好像我们的意见总是很统一。我也是觉得写作对我来说，就是把我认为我看到的意义，我看到的有意义的事情，告诉读者。那实际上我是觉得，这是一个我的视角，一定是一个我的视角。它可能对于其他人来说是没有意义的，对其他人来说也是不真实的。但是这是我看到的。所以我觉得这个真实的对我来说的含义就是忠于你自己的。
Thank you. I think what we'll do, we'll open it up a little bit to the. Is that okay if we ask the audience if they would like to make a comment or ask a question at this point? So please, if you'd like to raise your hand, and we do have do we have a roving microphone? Do we have a roving microphone?
那现在我们就开始问答。如果观众有提问的话，
Could you maybe use this microphone to rove? Would that be possible?
我们就举手，然后有个麦克。
Or just so that we can hear from the back. Thank you. We'll go to Mr. Bowie first of all, if that's okay.
I'd like to ask why it seems that science fiction and fantasy are styles which are popular in China. And I'd like to ask Zhang, is there a particularly Chinese style which is emerging to describe the new Chinese nation which is emerging?
我想问，好像科幻和魔幻这种文学种类呢，在中国很流行。你认为这是为什么？另外，中国有没有什么所谓的这个民族文学风格？它有没有中国形式或者中国文体？
我也不知道。我觉得科幻、魔幻是不是因为中国人太缺梦了？我们也没有宗教信仰，所以我觉得其实在那个魔幻世界里，实际上那个世界确实比我们看到的这个世界要可能更简单，更遵循一种不像我们现在的中国的世界这么的驳杂，这么的混乱。所以其实好像大家就特别喜欢那样的一个有秩序、有共性的东西。但是我们也看到在很好的小说，比如说举莫言的《生死疲劳》。那在这个小说里，我觉得这是一个中国的 一个 style， 因为他用了六道轮回的形式，这样的一个形式来写那个一个人吧，就是在中国社会的从驴啊，从什么从人啊，然后从不同的牲口和人之间的这种视角去看待这个中国的社会。那六道轮回是一个是佛教的概念，也是特别中国人心中的，就是还是默认说这好像是一个民间默认的一个概念。那我觉得其实这个形式和内容的结合是非常非常的中国的。我只能举出说有这样的例子存在，但不可能找到说，比如说我们现在每个人都像莫言这样写，这是不可能的。也是正是因为莫言他自己的风格，他自己的内容和他的这个六道轮回的形式特别匹配，所以这个作品是唯一的。但我觉得这个作品可能因为它的这种特别的中国意义，很值得让西方的读者多去看。
There was a question, yes, just near the front. If we pass the microphone, thank you very, very much.
First, I want to show my gratitude for this discussion. And here's my question. Well, one of my favorite writers is Jane Austen, and she said that the reason why he's writing is because she tries to save her life. And what I want to ask you, both of you, is what do you think her novel's style and content? Thank you.
非常感谢两位小弟。今天我想问的问题就是我最喜欢的作家是简·爱斯汀。他曾经说过，他写作的目的是要拯救自己的命。你们怎么看待这个？你们认为他在他的作品里，形式与内容发挥什么样的作用？
I love Jane Austen's novels as well. They're very witty, very perceptive. I think they're quite interesting as well in that they couldn't have been written if Austen had had any awareness of where the wealth came from. She was writing about these very privileged families, but there's never, I just don't think she knew where that came from, what it was based on. So she was able to produce these delicious novels. And there's no sense of the darkness underneath, but I just think she didn't know, so I wouldn't blame her for that. But it's interesting, given what we've been talking about, that she was able to produce these very beautiful stylistic pieces that still told the truth about these individuals' lives, but just a lack of awareness of what was underneath that, maybe.
我也非常喜欢他的作品，我觉得他们是非常富有意义的，然后有洞察力，也很聪明和有时候也都好笑，但是我觉得他的一个很有意思的一点就是他描述的所有的人物呢，都是英国这些贵族的很有钱的家族呢，但是我觉得他在写他们的生活的过程中，他根本没有注意到，或者他并不知道这些财富来自哪儿。他其实应该是有一个非常阴暗的来源，但是他根本不会写这些，因为他不知道，所以他有这种天真，让他能够写出一些非常美的东西，然后也是我觉得是非常好的表达出这些人物的生命的意义。但是他可能对这个历史上这种财富、这种资本主义的这个崛起的背后的故事没有意识。
我是觉得确实可能这里还是有这个问题，就是从我们如果从汉语来读奥斯汀，然后再从我们中国的这种审美或者说这种阅读来看奥斯汀的话，我是会觉得它的问题很明显，比如说它里面的处处的那种反讽，然后它的那种语言的那种迂回，就是它好像是从 A 点到 B 点，它是用最远的方式，用最什么的方式，最绕的方式把这个话说出来。然后他的那种刻薄，然后他的那种旁观者的那种角色，所以这些其实都是问题的一部分。这些并不是，当然我们不应该把这个摘出来，这些也是内容的一部分。 这些就是他非常明确的一种风格。
I think it's very distinctive.
“那个我只能说中文，不好意思。上次经过学姐，然后我想问的问题其实很多，我就说几个吧。然后，一个是比较困扰我的，就是我觉得现在很多老一辈的作家对更新的年轻的一点人，他们评价作品的时候会说你的作品还是显得幼稚了，就是觉得你这个形式大于内容，然后或者说总之他会觉得你很稚嫩，然后或者说就是这种感觉。我觉得我一直在思考这个问题，不知道这个出路是什么。我很想能够给我一点这个指引的东西。还有一个就是我知道莫言老师是给阅人界第一本长篇小说写过序的，然后我很想知道阅人界对莫言老师的这个作品的看法，以及如果不是2010不是莫言获奖，在中国作家中，我很想知道你觉得还有哪一个也是很有意思的，只要说一个就可以了。然后我就什么？
如果他没有获奖的话，
你们觉得中国还有哪一位更应该能拿这个奖？就是我简短就说2个吧，然后其他很多我也再说，浪费大家时间。
I'd like to ask 2 questions. The first is that I've heard an older generation of writers, at least in China, often criticizes the younger generation for an immaturity of content, that their form exceeds their content and is perhaps glossing over a lack of content. I wonder how young writers like yourselves respond to that criticism, and if that may be the case, what should the younger generation do? What should us young aspiring writers seek to remedy this problem? And secondly, I'd like to ask a bit more from Ms. Zhang, who was speaking about Mo Yan and review on some of his other works, as well as if Mo Yan had not received the 2012 Nobel Prize for Literature, do you think that there are other deserving writers in China?
那我是觉得，就是这个关于这个形式和内容，形式大于内容。我是认为，我是讲在中国的情况下，其实很多老一辈的作家，就是或者评论家，他们这么去说年轻作家的时候，还同时常常提到的就是他认为没有内容，实际上是没有足够的经验，或者说没有足够的你自己的故事。但是我认为这个问题现在已经不再困扰我了，就是其实我们每天的这个生活它就是故事，我们好像没有办法走出一种模式，就是之前的那种中国文学的那种模式，就是史诗的那种模式，或者说那种宏大叙事的那种模式，是不是只有那些才是内容？是不是我坐在这个地方发呆，我发了一下午，我一个小说写这个，我这个小说就是没有内容的吗？所以我觉得这个好像真的是一个特别中国的一个问题，就是我们把这个内容看的实际上是太大了，这个内容的意义对于我们新的一代作家来说，已经发生了很大的改变。
Truthfully, our generation has changed a lot.
那第二个问题，因为他说第二个问题，我就一块把第二个问题回答。那我是觉得莫言是我非常敬重的、非常出色的中国作家。那我也觉得像余华、像阎连科老师，还有刘震云老师，他们都是非常好的作家。我认为，如果诺贝尔文学奖可以更多的给中国作家的话，他们都是应该得这个奖的。但是我觉得，我也借你的这个问题，我想把这个问题也问一下 Sophie， 因为我觉得这样会比较有意思。那我不知道 Sophie 怎么看莫言，我也想知道 Sophie 还读过哪些中国作家的作品。
You're much better qualified for me to comment on that. So,
这方面真的太没有权威。
But in answer to your the first question, I agree. I don't think that content isn't necessarily a matter of your life experience. I think it's a lot to do with the way that we educate young people and encouraging them to have the courage to see what's there rather than to see what they're told to see, and to have the courage to observe things clearly. I think that's how you get content.
这个第一个问题呢，我同意，内容并不一定是你的这个你自我的这个实际经验，我觉得我们更多的要教育年轻人，教育他们要勇敢的去看到他们就是要看到他们面前的东西，而不一定要看到别人告诉他们存在的东西的，这个要给他们勇气，可以看清世面。这样他们才可以写出真正的内容。
Do you think, Sophie, sorry to pick up on your question, if that's okay, do you think, Sophie, that in the UK we have older writers who are disdainful to younger writers? Do we have older writers who maybe don't approve of the younger writers' style of books?
我们在英国是不是也有这个老一辈的作家对年轻一辈的有点持批评态度的，或者认为那个内容不够丰富的这个问题？
I don't get that impression, but I think we've had a long period of having an emphasis on style. So the older writers are ones who are very style-driven.
我并没有感觉到有这样的问题，因为我们在英国可能很长时间以来一直很重视形式，所以老一辈的作家也是形式色彩很重的，所以他们不会拿这个去说我们年轻人。
Any more questions? Thank you for these questions. We've got right at the back, if that's okay.
在后面。
Thank you.
非常感谢。我的问题是因为今天作品中发现了女作家有这样的这种趋势，另外就是说，你们觉不觉得女性的这种性别确实会影响到女性作家的文体？
I'd like to ask both of our guests today are female writers. I'm curious whether or not you would agree that there is such a thing as a feminine style, and whether or not I think perhaps there may be misconceptions that it's more sentimental or emotional. Do you think that there's any truth to that, validity?
I don't think there's a feminine style. I think what happens is that when men write about emotions, it's considered in a different light than when women write about emotions. I think all of us write about emotions. I wouldn't be remotely interested in reading a novel containing people who had no feelings. I think part of what we do as novelists is to look at the interior life of people. Otherwise we would make films and judge people by their outward actions and their dialogue. We don't. We see their thoughts. We know their feelings. So for me, all novels are emotional to some extent.
我觉得并不存在一种所谓的女性文笔，虽然就是男人写感情方面的东西，可能他们会受到就是读者会用另外一个眼光去看待他们的，但是我觉得所有的作家，所有的作品里都必须这个深入的去看人类的感情。如果我们不要谈感情，那干嘛写小说呢？我们可以做电影，电影就是看人的外表是怎么样的，他们行动是怎么样的，但是小说就是看他们内心是怎么想的。
对我来说，我是觉得可能，你的问题是指女性可能更多的，有更多的情绪在里面。那我其实觉得这也是一件非常好的事情，就是我不认为说需要去刻意的去改变这个或者克制这个。那我也觉得就是在写作的时候，可能对这个性别的这种意识
有的时候强，有的时候不是那么的强，这种感觉会比较好。就是可能有些时候你会忽然意识到就是这种性别的存在，但另外一些时候就它不会是一直在提醒你，不会是一直在说哦我是一个女性，所以说我这里应该怎么样写，或者说我这个地方这样写男性会怎么看我。我想这些问题如果是不断的去干扰写作的话，那么可能出来的作品就是我们看到的有一些可能就是在刻意强调性别的女性性别的一些作家写出来的作品。
谢谢。我有2个问题，一个是想问关于形式的，就是如果说内容本身它是本真的，那么也就是说形式它是，比如说有千百万种形式去反映一个内容，那么你们认不认为有一种形式是对某一个内容是最好的方式？第2个问题，我是怀疑内容本身就有可能我们看到的内容并不是真正的能够像苏菲刚才说的，能够反映人的真实的内心的部分，可能够就是我的问题是有没有时候人们会怀疑内容本身？就是这2个问题，谢谢。
I'd like to ask 2 questions. The first is about style. If, as Sophie described, content is truth, and we could assume that there might be 10 million different styles that could describe that truth or could be used to express that truth, do you believe that there is a single style that might be best suited for that truth, for that content? And the second question is there any skepticism of content itself? The idea that perhaps there is no event or story that can truly reflect the inner thoughts of the inner essence of humanity, as you spoke of. Is that perhaps a false notion?
I think as writer, I know for myself when I'm writing, I'm answering your second question first really. One of the things I find hardest when I'm writing is that it's really a choice of which stories you don't tell. You're always really aware of cutting things away, cutting away all the possible stories it could have been. So I don't think that there is one style that could tell the truth. You're always losing 99.9% of the story by choosing one. But if you don't do that, then you're silent. So it's a choice between being silent or telling this story that's part of the truth, that's a fraction of it. So I opt for the fraction, and I think we all have our own different fractions. If we put them all together, then we have the truth.
我觉得写作呢，一个很困难的一点就是你要不断的选择哪一些故事或者哪一些内容不讲，哪一些内容不写，要不断的剪掉。你剪掉的都是可能存在的故事，或者有潜力存在的故事。如果我们只用一个文笔写东西的话，那我们失去了像你说的这个成千上万个其他的真理。但是如果我们不选择一个文笔，如果我们不选择一个文笔，不选择一个形式，那我们就是无声无息的，我们根本没有表达自己。所以你需要在写真理的1/1000和不写真实之间做出一个选择，这是一个很困难的事情。但是我还是选择写出真理的1/1000。希望如果有1000个作家呢，我们可以拿很多真理的1/1000把它们拼起来，能够做到真实。
To add to that, I'm just going to quote from Ali Smith and Jane Austen, who's already been mentioned just a little bit in one breath, because in Ali Smith's keynote on this same topic, she quoted Austen's line, "I do not write for such dull elves as have not a great deal of ingenuity themselves," meaning that Austen will only write for people of Austen's type or class or intelligence perhaps. And if we're talking about choosing styles, Is there any? Have you ever had any thought of perhaps your style may be a barrier or a stopping block for certain readers? So, but if you alter yourself, you'll get more readers, you'll sell more books. Is that something possible that a writer can do, or a writer would want to do?
就是曾经讨论过这个问题的阿丽·斯密斯，引用过简·爱斯汀的一句话，我只能就是简单的翻译，大概就是说我不会为大众写作，我只会为那些这个在就是他们水平跟我一样高的读者写东西。那我们觉得这个文笔是会就是如果很高级的话，会不会成为大众欣赏你书的一个障碍吗？我们作为作家应该放低我们水平，让更多的读者能够接受它吗？或者把它提高？就是让我们但是我们可能那个，比如说书的销量会有所缩水。
对，我是觉得文体确实有一个问题，就是你这个故事是要你的这个内容是要给谁的？就这个文体好像就像一个方向或者投掷的方向，你是给多少人去看的？那这个文体决定了你的受众，决定了它这个受众是广还是小众，然后决定了这个受众他是只是你的朋友还是广大的陌生人。所以我是觉得这个文体其实是一个内容的一个投递方向这样的一个感觉。
For me, I think the work dictates the style. I know my style's altered quite a lot in different pieces that I've written. It just depends a lot what I'm writing about and the format of it. If it's a first-person narrator and it's a particular type of character, of course the style is going to change dramatically with that character's educational background and so on. So for me, it really comes from the work.
对我来说呢，作品决定这个文笔。我写的不同的书里，我觉得文笔是比较不同。因为，比如说，如果你有第一人称，那个人物、主人物啊，他们是什么背景的人，他们是什么样的人，有什么样的这个教育水平，它会决定这个语气、这个文笔是怎么样的。
Thank you. And my question directly comes from the gentleman in the first floor. He has asked, now the fantasies and the science fictions are got popular in China, and Miss Zhang has explained because China's society lacks order. So this is immediately reminds me that of 武侠小说, or perhaps I could interpret it as swordsman novels in China. Just now, Mr. Sophie has told us yin and yang in your theory, and I was wondering how do you regard the swordsman novel in your reading and in the novelist or writers around you? Thank you.
我们讲到这个形式与内容有点相当于阴和阳，你认为在武侠小说呢，这些会体现吗？
I'm not quite clear exactly.
So, yeah, wuxia novels are kind of like warrior, old warrior novels. Like old Chinese.
Real warrior novel. Yeah, well, maybe that comes back to what Zhang was saying about that maybe we should look at there being different genders in writing. Maybe there is the action novel in the same way that there's the action movie, and maybe there's the more thoughtful novel.
也许正像我不是很了解这个武侠小说呢，但是也许像有动作片，在电影里有动作片啊，也许也有动作小说，比如说那个武侠，可能就是很厉害的，然后这是一种文学种类。
But I also think that with when we're writing about action, it's still acting out something that's an internal drama. As writers, when we're creating characters, they very often represent different parts of ourselves. I find that anyway. So when there's something happening dramatically between them, it's two things at once. At the same time as being
an outward drama, it's also some kind of inward psychological drama because the characters represent different things. So if good triumphs over evil, that's not just an action story, you're making a moral statement.
哪怕就是
I can't remember very clearly. I think there is an old saying of Britain about I think it goes like there is no new things around the world, right? So I want to know, as writers, do you know do you feel any difficult to involve your own style? And the second question is, what makes writing so important for a writer? What do you gain from the writing itself? Thank you.
我想问两个问题，第一个就是是不是现在的作家呢很难这个发展出自己的独有的一种风格或者那个文体，因为以前就是历史上的这个我们前人太多了，所以是不是所有的好文体已经给占上？我知道英国人他们有一句话就是说这个世界上没有什么新鲜的事情，就是一切都发生过了。所以是不是你们作为作家，是不是觉得很困难找到自己独一无二的一种文笔？那第二个问题就是你们从那个写作过程中，有什么样的成就感，或者感到你们的受益在？
我是觉得文体不是像那种机舱里的座位，然后坐满了，然后就塞不进去了，好像不是这样一个关系。文体其实更像是说，比如说我现在说这句话，文体更像我的嗓音，我的腔调，就我自己用这个嗓音说了这句话，那这句话是这个内容，那这个过程还是唯一的。也许它和在另外一个空间里的一个人可能很像，我们常常会说很像，然后好像就是有一种也许是模仿或者是呼应的关系，但是它因为这种内容和这种腔调的存在还是唯一的。
We are still unique in existence.
I think yes, there is no new thing in the world, that's very true, and we are to some extent telling the same stories over and over again. We are all facing the same problems human beings have always faced, confronting our mortality and so on, and losing people we love. I personally find it quite nourishing to think that other people have faced these problems, and I guess I think of it slightly more as being a little like folk music, where rather than creating completely new songs, we're reinterpreting the same song for the times that we live in. That's how I feel about it.
没错，我觉得我们这个世界上没有什么新鲜的事情，但是我们在不断的这个循环利用老故事，比如说人类的这些经验啊，爱情、死亡，它都会这个反反复复的出现。其实我知道前人都在应对这些问题，而我们今天还在应对这些问题啊，给我一种安慰的感觉，我觉得很舒服。我们都是一个大人类，我觉得这样就是更像在音乐里，我们不是说模仿，而更多的是进化。我觉得文学是一样的。
谢谢，我还是先用中文比较更清楚表达我想说的话。
然后就是我有一个假设性的问题，就是这个世界上有很多作家，然后就有的作家他的作品会产生广泛的影响。假如说有10个人读了他的作品，然后每个人的心中都对他的作品对这10个人在心里面都产生了，每个人都有10分的影响。但是还有一些作家，他的作品就是也许他只能对1个人产生影响，但是他对那个人却产生了80分的影响。所以你怎么看待这种？就是假如说如果让你选择的话，就是你愿意当一个影响的基数很大，但是每个人心中只有那么一点点，还是说你愿意去影响一个人，但是产生的影响是非常非常深的？还有就是再一个就是关于刚才我问了关于简·奥斯汀的那个问题，然后我想说的就是我想分享一下我的看法，对他的看法就是， 就是一个人，也许他不能选择他的出身，不能选择他的财富，但是而且这个世界上还有很多问题，就是我们个人力所做不到的，就是你一个人的能力太小，比如说战争啊那些都太大了。我觉得简·奥斯汀他要教给我的就是让我关注我身边的小世界，关注我身边的小人物，关注我身边我爱的人，然后我去给他们为他们奉献，给他们带来快乐，也许这个世界就变了。谢谢。
I'd like to ask, maybe this is a hypothetical question, but if we assume that a writer might write something that influences 10 people and they all take away the same thing from it, and then there may be another writer that influences only one person, but that person is has 80 different interpretations of, or a much more textured interpretation, or much more diverse. It speaks to the question of, is the influence of literature, there is breadth and then there is depth. And I'm curious which you would prefer with your style or with your content. Would you seek to have everyone take away the same thing, or have one person take away a very rich and multi-layered meaning? And then secondly, I'd just like to kind of further clarify my own views on Jane Austen. I understand what you're saying about the lack of awareness about the background of that wealth. But for me, what I take away most is the weakness of the individual in the face of larger society and war. And what it makes me feel is that if I just pay attention to my own little world, the little details in my life and the people that I love, that I can find happiness in the micro.
Oh, that's interesting. I feel quite funny about that whole idea that they're just concentrating on our private world and that's where we're going to find happiness. I know it's the only realm over which we probably have anything resembling control, but I also feel it's kind of admitting that society isn't working if we do that, if we're just saying, I'm just going to look for private fulfillment. It's like saying we don't think we can achieve anything better than that or broader than that, and I think we can. But that's really interesting. I've forgotten.
The influence, breadth, and depth.
Yes. Oh, do we have to choose? I don't think I mind too greatly how people want to interpret what I write. I feel like once I've written it, it has a life of its own. I guess it's a bit like sending your children off out into the world. You just want them to be happy. You don't really mind what they do.
对这个吉尔·阿斯汀的这个看法挺有意思，就是说有自己的小生活、自己的小世界，然后比较关注它。我觉得这个可以使得我们感到很舒服，因为我们小世界可能是唯一的我们能控制的一点。但是我觉得这也相当于放弃社会，它是说我们做不到一个更好的大社会，所以我们只能关注我们自己的小圈子。所以我希望我们可以更加努力，可以就是虽然很痛苦，但是我们还可以坚持关注这个更宏观的。那有关这个我们影响人是一个人还是100个人呢？我觉得我不喜欢就是被逼做出选择。第二，我也没有办法选择。我认为我写东西之后呢，它就有自己的生命，我是无法控制它的。我觉得类似于生孩子那种，生完了，孩子长大了，你只希望他们快乐，你不管别人怎么解读他，或者他选择什么路线，他是有自己的生命。
我也回答一下你的问题，就是回答你这个是影响一个人80%胜，还是影响10个人10%胜？首先就是我觉得这个问题得站在多高的视角才能够统计出来。但是如果真的要选的话，我想我会选影响一个人80%胜，因为我认为如果一本书可以影响一个人到那么深，它也一定还会影响其他的人到那么深。我可以慢慢的在未来的时间里等着第2个这样的人出现，或第3个这样的人出现。所以我是认为这种深度、这种共鸣，它一定是一种共性，而不会只在一个人身上出现。
Maybe time for just one more question. Is that just the lady here?
谢谢。我想问2个问题。第一个是，sorry，那就合成一个问题也可以。那就是青年作家在写作的时候，如果他想写一个与自身日常生活经验不是那么相关、不是那么紧密相连的主题，他应该如何弥补自己生活阅历的不足？因为我有一个感觉，就是当下在中国青春文学里面非常流行的一个主题就是残酷青春。可能有些作家他自己的生活可以说从小相对来讲是衣食无忧的，但是他想要去写一个用自己的臆想或者说意淫来构建一个非常悲惨的世界，然后来迎合读者的这种有点猎奇的心理。我想问一下2位是怎么看待这种现象？它算不算是一种形式大于内容？谢谢。
I'd just like to ask, how would you recommend that young writers compensate for their lack of life experience in what might turn into a fairly loose plot in their stories? I see that one method that is used a lot in Chinese young fiction or young literature is that they paint a very bleak or painful portrait of youth, which may or may not correlate to their actual experiences, but that dramatization helps them move readers. I wonder if you see that as a innovative or counterproductive strategy for young writers.
我是觉得这个还是要看具体的数据的分析。很多时候，我认为这种残酷的青春，或者说这种消极的观点，它确实有一个价值观的问题。就是我们常常觉得说，这个人他过着一个很幸福的生活，你就不应该写这样的东西。我觉得这样就是去诟病一个作家，实际上是不对的。我认为这个作家他有他自己的价值观和他，就像比如说，就像托尔斯泰一样，就他完全可以写这样的故事，和他的生活和他的整个的这个世界是不一样的这种故事。这里面有他自己的价值观，他赞成一个消极的价值，这个是没有问题的。
That will lead us to some very dark literature. That's natural.
How to get around them. So all you can do perhaps is to describe the problem. And I think that's what young writers are doing. They're describing the problem, often very beautifully and very well, but it's quite depressing to read. And I think as you grow older and you start working out how to get around things, how to overcome things, then more possibilities become available to you in your writing. So I think that kind of personal growth and your growth as a writer are really intertwined.
我觉得我们在英国也有这样的一个现象，就是很多这个青年作家他们会描述一个比较残酷的现实，这可能是因为年轻人他们看到很多问题、很多困难，但是他们并没有能力去解决这些困难，所以他们只能描述它。有时候他们如果作家好的话，他们会描述得非常的美，但是读起来有点这个郁闷。我认为随着他们成长呢，他们也会获得更多的能力，可以去克服问题，可以克服挑战，而这也会给他们提供更多的这个写作的余地。他们在文笔或者在内容上可以采取更广的一些方法。所以我觉得就是这个人类的成长和作为作家的成长是很有联系的。
Okay, very quickly, there was a gentleman in a red. Yes, would you still like to speak?
最后的一个问题。
Thank you very much. First,
could you wait for the microphone?
Thank you very much. First, I want to share my opinion to the gentleman in first line. Why Chinese like the fantastic and the fiction? In my opinion, I think the Chinese don't have the real safety in the real world, so they want to make himself strong like the Kung Fu Panda in the movie. And then I want to say something about the style and the content. I think the reading work like a pyramid. The style is the surface and the inner is the content. Maybe we know the magic gift from the open read. We like it because we know it's a short novel, but we can't imagine what happened in the end. So we like the novel very much. And I have a question.
Quick question.
Yes, quick question. I want to know if the writer makes the readers or the reader makes the writers or the 用中文说吧。我想问一下，就是在创作过程中是一个读者，然后有一种需要，然后作家看到大家这种需要来去创作多一点呢，还是那个作家先把自己变成读者，先让自己成为自己的读者，然后进而去再发表作品之类的，然后来让更多的读者去看到自己的作品。谢谢。
I'd just like to ask, from a previous standpoint, do you anticipate readers' needs or demands and then try and serve those demands? Or do you treat yourself as a reader and identify your own needs as a reader and then write something to satisfy those needs and hopefully share that with other readers?
It's a kind of a voyage of discovery every time, and it's different every time. I think it depends what draft I'm working on. In a first draft, I don't think about the reader at all. I don't really know what I'm doing in the first draft. It's in the second draft when you start considering these kinds of things, like what's the reader going to need, what kind of information do they need at this point, what do I want to hold back, and so on. So I think about that when I'm doing my second draft, but it's like two completely different ways of thinking or ways of being.
我觉得每次写作都是不一样的，另外也有这个第一个草稿，还有这个第二个就是你要润色它的时候，你的思维会不一样。比如说我那个第一版的这个草版，我并不会考虑到读者的需求，我都会就是作为一个作家，我想写什么我就把它写出来。然后到第二版写第二版就是润色，我就会想，读者读到这儿他需要什么信息，这个信息太多了还是太少了，然后开始考虑到他的需求。
对我来说，还是更多的是就是第二种吧，就把自己当成一个读者，然后再这样去考虑写作，而不是说真正去考虑读者他们会想什么。
I consider myself a reader, and I write from a reader's perspective.
Thank you.
谢谢这个主持人给我最后一个机会啊，因为我这个问题呢，我犹豫了半天，是不是要问这个问题？但是我觉得还是问出来吧。因为我是想问的问题呢，是关于政治和文学的关系问题。我不知道在英国有没有这样的。So she really doesn't want me to finish this question.
We have the lectures.
Maybe my question is too sensitive. I don't know. So, I don't know the real reason why she stopped me here. But I will follow whatever she decides.
Okay, well, I'm very, very sorry, but we're going to have to wrap it up there, I'm afraid. Well, it'd be lovely to speak to you afterwards, sir, if we could maybe meet and talk afterwards, perhaps. Thank you very, very much, everybody, for coming along this afternoon and spending time discussing this topic, style versus content. Please do join with me in thanking the wonderful Yang Yuarang and Sophie Cook for joining us this afternoon. Thank you very, very much.